Hi, my name is Megan and I'm the big boss lady of Wood Stencil Co. Today I'm going to teach you how to make your very own pillowcase with our DIY pillowcase kit. Let's get started. In your DIY craft kit you should have detailed instructions, your chosen stencil and transfer tape, a T-pin which you will use to weed out the letters of your vinyl stencil, a popsicle stick to smooth down your vinyl stencil and your transfer tape, your chosen colors of paint, and foam brushes. And don't forget your pillowcase. Right now, you're going to weed out your vinyl stencil. Weeding is when you use your T-pin to remove the parts of the vinyl that you want to paint. Just carefully prick under the letters, and then you can use your fingers to pull the rest off. But when you're weeding, they usually have little inside pieces inside of them, and you don't want to lose them or else the letters may look a bit odd at the end. If you are starting to lose them, then you can keep on peeling it up with your T-pin while holding down the little piece with your hand. Or you can do the opposite by peeling it off with your hand and holding it with your T-pin. Now it's time to apply your transfer tape onto your weeded vinyl stencil. This stuff is called transfer tape. It's what you're going to use to transfer all the little pieces of your stencil onto your pillowcase. So carefully, let's remove the backing. If you can't seem to get the backing, fold in a corner and that should easily separate the two. Now pick up your transfer tape and line it up with your stencil. It doesn't have to cover all the parts, it just has to cover all the weeded parts of your stencil. Now you can use your finger and or your popsicle stick to smooth down your transfer tape. Now we're going to prepare our pillowcase for painting. If you need to, iron your pillowcase before you get started, and take a piece of cardboard. It doesn't have to be the same length as the pillowcase, it just has to cover the center where you're going to be placing the stencil. It's important that you have something in between your pillowcase because when you paint, you don't want it to bleed to the other side. Now we're going to place the prepared vinyl onto your pillowcase. Flip over your vinyl and now fold in a corner so you can slide the backing off. Make sure you don't lose any of the little pieces. Here we go. Now you can just flip it over and place it onto your vinyl stencil. Remove your transfer tape from your vinyl stencil. Roll it off very slowly and carefully close to the surface of your stencil. Oh, here, so a little piece is starting to come up from the W. So I'm just going to put the transfer tape back over, just slightly, smooth it over with my finger, and try again. Now use either masking or painter's tape to surround the edges of your vinyl stencil. To minimize paint getting everywhere, fold the edges of your pillowcase in so it lines the edge of your cardboard. Do one final smoothing before you paint. This will help prevent paint bleed. I'm going to paint SWT and Dreams in magenta, and then the two eyelids are going to be gold. Make sure you get very little paint on your brush, but if you do get too much, you can just dab out an empty space to try to get a bit off. Make sure you dab up and down instead of brushing it on side to side. If you happen to get too much paint on one of your letters, find an empty spot of your stencil and dab to get the remaining paint off. So you can gently dab at your stencil now and try to get some paint off. Repeat the process until you're satisfied. Once you're done painting and your paint is dry to the touch, remove your painters or masking tape and your vinyl stencil. Now you can use the T-pin and remove the insides of your letters. Once you're done your project and everything is peeled off, you can use a dry iron on medium heat to heat set your project. Heat setting ensures that your fabric paint does not come off when you wash it. While you're heat setting it, you want to make sure you have an old cloth on your project, and make sure you use an old one and not your mom's best one. Now carefully, once your iron is heated up, take it and run it over your project for 30 seconds. Make sure you run it over your project evenly for 30 seconds. Wow, I love how this pillowcase turned out. I love the magenta and the gold together. It looks so great. And now you've done your very own DIY pillowcase kit. If you like doing that craft or want to try more crafts just like these ones, look for our website, woodandstencilco.ca, or find us on Facebook and Instagram at Wood Stencil Co. See you later!